Welcome back to Nokus Reality, your ultimate destination for deep dives into the most chaotic, glamorous, and unforgettable celebrity relationship sagas. For over a decade, Kim Zolciak and Kroy Biermann were celebrated as the ultimate reality TV power couple. From their sparks-flying meeting on The Real Housewives of Atlanta to their opulent family spinoff Don't Be Tardy, their life appeared to be a flawless fairy tale filled with designer labels, multi-million-dollar mansions, and unbreakable devotion. However, behind closed doors, a storm was brewing. What began as a sparkling romance eventually spiraled into staggering debt, foreclosure battles, police calls, and a drawn-out divorce war that left pop culture fans completely stunned. But just when everyone thought the story ended with broken hearts and court battles, a brand new player entered the picture: investor Kyle Mowitz. From lavish hotel rendezvous and a jaw-dropping $1 million home gift to a greenlit wedding date backed by her children, Kim Zolciak's love life has taken a turn no one saw coming. Today, we break down every twist, turn, and secret in the scandalous evolution of Kim, Kroy, and Kyle. Hit that subscribe button and grab your popcorn because this real-life drama is wilder than fiction. To understand how dramatic this fall from grace truly was, we have to travel back to where the magic first began. Already a breakout star on Season 3 of Bravo's The Real Housewives of Atlanta, in May 2010, Kim Zolciak was television gold with her signature blonde wigs, blunt humor, flamboyant personality, and hit track Tardy for the Party. But in real life, she was a single mom searching for true security and real romance. Enter Kroy Biermann, the handsome Atlanta Falcons defensive end. They met at the charity event Dancing Stars of Atlanta, and the chemistry was immediate. The Bravo cameras captured the instant their eyes locked, giving viewers one of the most iconic meeting scenes in reality TV history. Kim was drawn to Kroy's athletic frame, his soft appeal, and his down-to-earth nature, while Kroy was captivated to Kim's larger-than-life aura. A delightful little backstage flirtation that blossomed into a whirlwind affair that grabbed the hearts of millions. The two were virtually intertwined within months. Kim and Kroy married in November 2011 in an extravagant multi-million-dollar ceremony, which was documented in a spin-off series, Don't Be Tardy for the Wedding. Kroy officially became a doting husband and father figure to Kim's older two daughters, Brielle and Ariana. In the years that followed, their family grew dramatically as they welcomed 4 more biological children together: KJ, Cash and twins Kaya and Kane. Kim and Kroy were solid on TV. Kroy was the consummate protector and homemaker, taking Kim to events, running domestic operations, and showing unflinching dedication to his wife. Their public face was one of togetherness, love, and endless material abundance. Fans admired their commitment, and Bravo built an entire industry around what was supposed to be their idyllic suburban life. Viewers really thought Kim and Kroy were one of those crazy famous couples that would beat the odds and continue for almost 11 years. Kim Zolciak and Kroy Biermann's reality TV popularity was bumped up a notch with the massive smash Don't Be Tardy, and they've been living high-end ever since. To the outside world, they abounded in wealth and took care that everybody should know it. Their enterprise was built in a sprawling multi-million-dollar estate in the exclusive enclave of Milton, Georgia. The huge mansion included 7 bedrooms, 11 baths, a private movie theater, a unique arcade area, a heated swimming pool, and a vast underground wine cellar. This was more than just a house. It was a palace of luxury, designed to flaunt their A-list status. Bravo fans tuned in for Star Kim's love of expensive clothes. Her walk-in closet was a luxury department store stocked with custom designer wigs, pristine Birkin bags, high-end jewelry, and rack after rack of runway couture. Their driveway outside was like a sophisticated luxury showroom with high-end sports cars, unique Land Rovers, and a flamboyant Rolls-Royce. Kroy was generous when it came to giving his wife spectacular birthday gifts, luxurious anniversary surprises, and spur-of-the-moment jet-setting exploits, Kroy's enormous NFL contracts and Big Bravo rewards resulted in a steady influx of income, and the family squandered it just as quickly. Their life was all extravagance. They lived with no budget at all. 5-star meals, personal household staff, private school tuition, and thousands on high-stakes gambling trips. Kim, a self-confessed shopaholic, had no problem with her spending habits, routinely showing off her extravagant shopping sprees on social media. For years, they had painted a picture of an invincible power couple who mastered the code on fame and prosperity. Each week, viewers watched a family who appeared to have it all: endless love, beautiful children, and a bank account big enough to finance every whim. But beyond the gleaming surface, the foundations were already slowly collapsing under the crushing weight of their unrestrained spending. Behind the scene, the financial realities was crumbling silently, but the pair continued to create an illusion of infinite luxury to their social media followers. They survived on an endless diet of expensive television deals and football checks. But eventually, television programs get canceled and professional sports careers reach their inevitable ends. The formal cancellation of Don't Be Tardy took a significant bite out of their reliable revenue overnight, but they didn't adjust their spending patterns to match their new financial condition. Kim and Kroy didn't cut back on their luxurious lifestyle. They continued to spend at an all-time high, relying heavily on credit, high-rate loans, and deferring commitments only to keep up appearances. By early 2023, murmurs in the legal and entertainment worlds had the pair drowning in significant financial difficulties. Public documents confirmed the tragic news that their lovely Milton, Georgia estate was headed for a foreclosure auction after failing on a multi-million-dollar mortgage loan. The news went to print, and Kim first claimed it was fake, taking to social media to say her mansion wasn't going anywhere. But the legal papers told a different narrative. It wasn't only the mortgage lender at the door. Then reports surfaced that the IRS filed a hefty federal tax lien against the couple for more than $1.1 million in due back taxes, interest, and penalties. And there were the state tax authorities, credit card companies, and private lenders who sued to reclaim unpaid sums running to hundreds of thousands of dollars. There was terrific pressure behind the closed doors. As the walls started to close in on them, Kim felt unsupported. Kroy blamed Kim for his irresponsible spending habits and high-stakes gaming that destroyed their remaining funds. Their dream home, a symbol of their success, had become a financial millstone, dragging their marriage into a downward spiral for which there was no recovery. Finally, in May 2023, their presumed impregnable bond was shattered by the crippling weight of their financial troubles. After 11 years of marriage, Kroy Biermann has officially filed for divorce from Kim Zolciak, citing that their marriage was beyond repair. Fans who had followed their fairy tale romance across countless of TV programs were left reeling with disbelief. Now, the pair, once seemingly exempt from the disease of reality TV, were entangled in a high-stakes legal battle, disclosing all the ugly secrets of their private lives for the public to view. What had been a story of a loving family turned into a brutal struggle over custody and assets and blame almost overnight. Kroy is asking for sole legal and physical custody of their 4 little children, KJ, Cash, Kaya, and Kane, claiming Kim's behavior makes her an unfit parent. Court docs that startled the globe showed Kroy claiming Kim had a major gambling problem that took up much of her time and money, and that she couldn't take care of their kids properly. He even urged the court to order a complete psychological evaluation. Kim retaliated with equally damaging accusations. She filed court papers asking that Kroy undergo a drug test, saying she had seen him consume marijuana and was very concerned for the safety of the youngsters around him. Adding to the oddity, the separated couple continued to live under the same roof at their Milton estate despite the high level of animosity between them. Arguments about missing designer bags, locked safes, and childcare commitments have gotten so out of hand that the local police have been called on more than one occasion. Gone was the peaceful image of their estate, replaced with a vicious emotional war fought in court files and splashed across the front page of The Nation. When the public that the bitter tale was going straight for an explosive courtroom trial, Kim and Kroy threw yet another plot twist into the mix. Court documents from July 2023 show that just 2 months after their acrimonious divorce petitions were filed, Kim officially filed to dismiss her divorce case, and Kroy quickly followed suit. The couple chose to put their legal battle on hold, fire their lawyers, and try to give their destroyed marriage another go against the odds. It was a remarkable story of love triumphing over hate to the people. Sources close to the family revealed their love for their 4 young children. KJ, Cash, Kaya, and Kane was their main motivation. By now, Kim and Kroy knew all too well the mental toll their highly publicized breakup was having on their kid, who watched their parents' private struggle play out in the headlines every day. They were observed visiting church as a family, including enjoying simple anniversary dinners at nearby restaurants. For a second, they appeared to be in search of the true love that united them in 2010. Behind the scenes, however, reconciliation proved far more complicated than a few nice family vacations. They were able to put a temporary band-aid on their personal issues, but the huge, all-consuming mountain of financial debt was left neglected. Mortgage notices were late, credit lines were delinquent, tax liens were unrelenting, and they kept piling up. Living in a house meant every unopened bill on the kitchen counter was another reason to dispute. They wanted to save their unit for the children, but the financial pressures were too strong to stop. The short-lived ceasefire in the Biermann household proved to be nothing but a fantasy. A little over a month after refusing their initial requests, the fragile truce collapsed under the strain of unreconciled financial burden and escalating personal rancor. In August 2023, Kroy Biermann returned to court to file a second divorce petition, stating that his 12-year marriage to Kim Zolciak was irretrievably destroyed with little possibility for reconciliation. There would be no going back this time, no trips to the public church, no attempts to present happy families for the cameras. The second filing kicked off a more intense legal struggle. The ex-NFL star wanted exclusive use of the shared estate and implored the court to throw Kim off the home forever. He then issued fresh allegations about her spending, filing petitions that her years of gambling had left their family broke and put their minor children at risk of financial ruin. Kim fought back hard with legal defense, fighting Kroy's petitions for sole custody and utilizing his own reported behavioral problems as reason enough to keep the kids in her primary care. Reality soon caught up with their growing debt, their legal team exchanging furious affidavits and public attacks. Their stay at the infamous Milton Mansion concluded with a dramatic, sad ending of court-ordered foreclosures and law enforcement intervention. The legal struggle became more bitter, and the house was auctioned off, and the pair had to pack up their life and physically split away. After months of painful discussion, jurisdictional transfers, and the convoluted division of residual debts, the court finally processed the paperwork to formally end their marriage. A legally binding divorce formally puts a public end to one of the messiest marriages in reality television history. For nearly a decade, Kim and Kroy were a force to be reckoned with. Now, without the mansion they lived in, the TV show they created together, the marriage they had, both had to leave the wreckage of their former existence behind. Pop culture enthusiasts wondered for months after the disastrous aftermath of her high-profile marriage if Kim Zolciak would ever open her heart to love again. The 12-year marriage to Kroy Biermann had ended in the most agonizing way imaginable, playing out in the media. It seemed Kim had been sucked into the complex legal battles and the desire to defend her 6 children with regular court summonses, explosive claims in the press, and the sad loss of their beautiful Georgia estate. But beneath the endless flow of court hearings and the heavy media scrutiny, a subtle shift was taking place in her private life. And in honest social media Q&A sessions and exclusive media interviews and chats related with her Real Housewives of Atlanta legacy, she finally opened herself, confirming what many observant followers had already started to suspect. She openly declared she was beginning a new romantic chapter. While Kim's agonizing legal procedures of her breakup with Kroy were still being dragged through the Georgia judicial system, she took a courageous leap of faith. She told fans that she had finally agreed to go on her first date with a new man, successful corporate executive, entrepreneur, and investor, Kyle Mowitz, nearly 2 full years after first beginning the divorce process with Kroy. From that one evening on, the sparks between them were evident. Both Kim and Kyle had gone to high-stakes, emotionally draining divorces and clicked over it instantaneously. They shared an emotional bond. They knew each other's public and private struggles intimately. Their secret connection was disclosed by late 2025, when information of their romance came to light. Kim let her happiness shine through, telling her fans she felt so joyful, refreshed, and at peace in this new chapter of her life. She said her relationship with Kyle was the beginning of a new chapter of beauty and healing, with mutual respect, shared experiences, and emotional safety after years of constant public instability. Friends and close insiders said they immediately saw a bright, cheerful change in Kim's general aura, and that she seemed very comfortable for the first time in years. Weeks turned into months, and Kim admitted without hesitation that what started out as a tentative first date very quickly developed into a serious, deeply committed relationship. By all accounts, Kim Zolciak was ready for a second act of real love after the smoldering embers of her last marriage. For Kim Zolciak, the next step was to put the spectacular wreckage of her past life behind her and walk into the world of Kyle Mowitz, a high-flying corporate executive, seasoned entrepreneur, and private investor whose financial standing could easily approach, if not surpass, her former reality TV peak. Kyle was born in Florida and graduated from Florida State University with a degree in real estate and finance. He has an incredible corporate career as co-founder and CEO of significant investment, renewable energy, and petroleum distribution enterprises. They say his family office ran a huge financial portfolio in the billions. For Kim, who had been living in the oppressive shadow of foreclosures, repossessions, and rising bank loans for months, going into Kyle's stable, ultra-rich life was like stepping into a whole other universe. But entering into Kyle's life was not a quiet retreat. Kyle was in the thick of his $100 million high-stakes divorce battle with his estranged wife, Jillian Green. When news broke that the affluent entrepreneur was dating the famous Real Housewives of Atlanta actress, the public's interest went into a frenzy. Jillian Green filed explosive petitions against Kim in court and had them fast-tracked to the system. Green stated in court filings that Kyle tapped shared trust money and corporate assets to pay a extraordinarily lavish lifestyle for Kim, charges that were echoed by the media. Kyle was reportedly covering Kim's monthly rent, extravagant shopping sprees, lavish holidays, personal spa treatments, and even her legal fees for her lengthy divorce from Kroy, documents show. Kim's new romance came to an abrupt halt when she was served with a formal court subpoena for her personal bank records, correspondence logs, and information about any gifts delivered to Kyle. Kim and Kyle's lawyers battled, arguing the demands were a repressive attempt to embarrass and harass the reality star. "I'm not a sugar daddy," Kyle responded, strongly denying any abuse of private cash and defending Kim against public accusations. Despite the sudden legal crossfire and the ongoing public talk about their individual divorces, Kim and Kyle were still very much united. As news of their burgeoning affair began leaking to the public, Kim Zolciak and Kyle Mowitz had a remarkable wall of media scrutiny. Paparazzi gathered outside local watering spots, entertainment reporters tracked every social media post, and public opinion swirled incessantly around their high-risk personal lives. To avoid the unending noise and preserve the delicate seclusion of their fledgling romance, the couple resorted to a discreet, upscale remedy. They disappeared on multiple occasions behind the locked doors of ultra-luxurious five-star hotel rooms in major cities, enjoying valuable, uninterrupted time together. The private retreats gave them the chance to strengthen their emotional bonds and focus exclusively on creating a solid base for the future without the interference of flashing cameras, probing inquiries, or courtroom drama. But for a pair working at such a high-profile level, it was almost impossible to keep out of the limelight. Once the word was public about their connection, another bombshell revelation got out in the major media and stunned the entertainment industry. Rumors were that Kyle Mowitz had bought Kim a stunning residential property worth a whopping $1 million. The $1 million gesture immediately caused a lot of enthusiasm among fans, pop culture pundits, and journalists. For Kim, who had just experienced the devastating and highly public loss of her beloved Georgia family estate, such an amazing gift was much more than a financial milestone. It was stability and security and a true promise of a new beginning. Social media erupted in an angry row after the multimillionaire investor gave an absurdly expensive presentation. Some people criticized how quickly the relationship developed and were surprised at the generous expense. But loyal fans heralded the present as definitive evidence of Kyle's deep love and unwavering dedication to making Kim happy. Media critics tore apart every conceivable angle, contrasting this new home with Kim's former high-life extravagance, while loyalists viewed it as a lyrical turning point in her long, painful journey to restore her family's future. The jaw-dropping present established Kyle's role as a loving partner and a strong one, eager to invest heavily in Kim's peace of mind. What had been subtle, covert visits to exclusive 5-star luxury suites had transformed into a $1 million brazen declaration of love. Kim Zolciak has always realized that the art of a high-profile relationship transition was never about her own emotional fulfillment. As a mom of 6, from her 2 elder children, Brielle and Ariana, to her 4 younger kids with Kroy Biermann, she made it her mission to make sure her kids felt cherished, protected, and safe through the changes in life. It required a most delicate tact to introduce a new wife into a family which had passed through such a public shipwreck. Kim had indicated on TV and in private media appearances that Kyle Mowitz had taken subtle, essential steps toward being a member of her life. He came to know some of her kids in a true, intimate way, gaining their trust via patient compassion, through continuous support, through an authentic presence rather than through grandiose performance gestures. When it became a committed life partnership, their relationship was at a pivotal emotional crossroads. She wanted the blessing of her most important inner circle, her children, before she married or committed to Kyle in any legal way. In an emotional family call, Kim informed her kids how much she loved Kyle and asked for their unambiguous go-ahead to advance toward marriage. Her children replied with immense love, maturity, and ardent support, recognizing the enormous emotional load their mother had been under for years of severe marital strife and devastating financial hardship. They all agreed, knowing that Kyle had brought real stability and warmth and peace back into their mother's everyday existence. Armed with the full support of her family as her foundation, Kim was ready to share her greatest joy with her international admirers. Then came the biggest announcement of all that sent shockwaves across pop culture. The official wedding date for Kim Zolciak and Kyle Mowitz was announced on August 29th. Kim announced the news herself in a beautiful and emotional statement on Instagram. She tweeted a lovely shot with Kyle, thanking her followers for giving her a second chance at real love and publicly inviting them to enjoy her new adventure. The tweet went viral in no time with an outpouring of congratulatory messages, good wishes, and kind comments from devoted fans who had stood by her trough thick and thin. And yet, despite the affection, her history would not quite go away. Though throngs of well-wishers welcomed the new couple, many observers had serious issues about the timing of her breakup with Kroy Biermann, and fans analyzed everything, trying to figure out how Kroy felt about another guy stepping in. When Kim Zolciak announced on social media that she and Kyle Mowitz would be tying the knot on August 29th, it felt like the pop culture cosmos was going to spin off its axis. The declaration was a spectacular, dramatic turnaround from the dark days of her public financial catastrophe to a triumphant return to high society luxury. For millions of reality TV fans who'd been hooked to every police call, tax lien, and foreclosure notice during the bitter separation of her marriage to Kroy Biermann, seeing Kim walk into a new chapter with a wealthy partner felt like a dramatic season finale unfolding in real time. Social media algorithms instantly sent the story to the top of entertainment news feeds, and the internet went wild with speculation. Sources tell us the brass at Bravo, the network that first launched Kim to global fame on The Real Housewives of Atlanta, fueled the media frenzy by opting to celebrate the occasion in true network fashion. The network lauded her as one of the most polarizing and interesting reality personalities of all time, and bestowed a substantial $10,000 wedding gift to honor the marriage. The move sends a clear statement throughout the business that despite personal anguish, legal battles, and innumerable headlines, Kim Zolciak is television royalty whose life drama continues to draw people nationwide. The public's love affair with Kim, Kyle, and Kroy continues to blossom as the 29th of August approaches. But Kim looks to the future, filling her life with a loving family, a fresh new home, and a love story that surprised the doubters despite the ongoing criticism of how quickly she recovered and got into a new relationship. She met Kroy in front of the Bravo cameras and then walked down the aisle with Kyle Mowitz. Kim's experience shows that in the unpredictable wild world of reality TV, reality is always more surprising than fiction. Was Kim's swift transition from her 12-year marriage with Kroy Biermann to a lavish new life with Kyle Mowitz a genuine move toward healing? Or is this just another wild chapter in her continuous reality TV saga? Do you think her upcoming marriage on August 29th will stand the test of time away from courtroom drama? Or is history bound to repeat itself? And what do you make of Bravo stepping in with that $10,000 wedding gift amidst all the lingering chaos? Drop your honest thoughts in the comments below. More update Nokus Reality, where we uncover the biggest celebrity drama and untold stories. Kim Zolciak and Kroy Biermann's complicated divorce continues to shock fans as they navigate custody battles, co-parenting challenges, and emotional revelations. From Kim's surprising lessons learned during their split to her latest updates about their family situation, today we're diving into everything you need to know. Stay tuned as we reveal the newest chapter in this unforgettable reality TV saga. Kim Zolciak talks about custody arrangement in Kroy Biermann divorce. The former Real Housewives of Atlanta star has 5 children with her ex-husband, and she is making it clear where they stand today. Over the weekend, Kim took to her Instagram story to break out her custody agreement with Kroy. I signed a temporary order at the end of January. The injunction plainly says both mother and father are to attend 2 counseling sessions per month for 2 months and 1 session per month thereafter, she wrote. But business commitments in February and March made attending the required counseling sessions difficult. She added that although Kim had sons Cash and KJ Biermann with her for a while, Kroy currently has the children for spring break, which is his designated parenting time under the existing agreement. I will get my parenting time back when the children come back Friday. My counseling sessions are set and will be over next week. I have not lost custody of my children, nor has there been any change to the custody arrangement other than the agreed upon temporary order. She then signed her name. Kim spoke with The Daily Dish at BravoCon 2025 about what she hopes for Kroy despite their divorce. I wish that we could co-parent. There's no difficulty with Kroy, my ex. I've never had any problems, never, she said. She added more details regarding their co-parenting arrangement and continuing. I just want what's best for my kids, and unfortunately, I am willing to do whatever it takes. And I've tried so many different avenues and different ways that we could co-parent, but it's impossible, Kim admitted. So I just accepted it a long time ago. Kim went on Watch What Happens Live with Andy Cohen on July 31st, 2025, where she said that her divorce from Kroy, filed in 2023, is still in process. I was just told the rug was pulled out from underneath me, Kim said when asked what caused her divorce. She also stated that she and Kroy don't really speak to each other, even when they are chatting about their kids. I'd like to talk more about the kids, but it's just not there right now, she said. Kim Zolciak reveals what she learned during Kroy Biermann divorce. Just shocking. Kim Zolciak has found at least one silver lining in her divorce from Kroy Biermann. It showed how strong she really was. More than 2 years after announcing her split from her now ex-husband, the Real Housewives of Atlanta alum shared the biggest lesson she learned from her highly publicized legal struggle. "I'm probably the strongest bitch on the planet," she told The Daily Dish at BravoCon 2025. "What I have been put through has been shocking. It's just a normal thing. Just sick. I was informed if I was going to file for divorce, he would definitely ruin me, and he is trying really hard. It's never going to work." Lately, she looks like she's doing great, but Kim admitted that her divorce has brought her quite a deal of stress, but she's staying optimistic as she concentrates on her family. "I am truly at peace." She said, "I'm at peace. I'm just being a mom, my kids take up a lot of my life, especially my younger ones, with football and now basketball. I don't know what it actually meant to have peace in my soul, so I'm good. The females have been lovely and extremely helpful just with me and my life and the kids, so it's been great." More than 11 years after they tied the knot, Kim and Kroy filed for official separation in May 2023. Since then, the exes have sold their Georgia mansion for $2.75 million and are living under different roofs while co-parenting their 6 children. KJ, Cash, Kaya, and Kroy Biermann, as well as Kim's oldest daughters, Brielle and Ariana Biermann, who Kroy adopted in 2013. "I didn't have any problem with her ex," the Don't Be Tardy alum told The Daily Dish, "but I think that the split has been pretty hostile and weird. I just want what's best for my kids, and unfortunately, I'm willing to do whatever it takes," Kim continued. "And I've tried a lot of different ways and a lot of different avenues of how we could co-parent, and it's impossible. So I just made my peace with that a long time ago. The freaking best," our HOA alum said of her oldest sons, KJ and Cash, who are both killing it in prep sports. "My boys, KJ 14, he's the first freshman in high school history to play in varsity football in start, and he's great," she said. "They are both incredible footballers. Very, very incredible. Cash is the nation's number 1. He is a 13-year-old in the 8th grade. I love watching it so much. And now they're going to basketball. Her twins, Kaya and Kane, are also doing well," Kim noted, but she conceded the former may be a firecracker. "She's a handful," said Kim, whose 12-year-old daughter is giving her a run for her money. "My mother loves it. She's like, you know what? Good. Kaya, keep giving your mom a little hell because I gave my parents a little hell. And Kane? Well, Kim said he was always by his twin sister's side. Kane is just the sweetest, easy-moving," she raved. "The twins are inseparable. They're usually one where you find the other, and they're either really lovely to each other or they're beating each other up, Now, the boys are older, and wrestling terrifies me. Whereas, a couple years ago, everything was okay. And now it's like you got 6 feet, 2 grown-ass dudes wrestling. It's scary. Like, Kim is now dating a mystery man called Kyle. Discover what she said about her boyfriend, whom she described as fun and super supportive. Kim Zolciak shares the latest on her situation with her estranged husband, Kroy Biermann. Kim Zolciak let the cat out of the bag. The Real Housewives of Atlanta alum urged fans to hit her DMs with any questions on Wednesday, October 22nd. Kim didn't put any conditions on the request, but informed her followers she would tell them the real truth. One of the questions was concerning Kim's estranged spouse, Kroy Biermann, and his recent comment on their marriage. User said, "What do you think of Kroy's Insta post?" Kim responded, "My thoughts are it's unbelievable and it's not true." The Q&A session came more than 2 years after Kim and Kroy first filed for divorce. The exes are living apart as they go through the divorce process after selling their Georgia mansion for $2.75 million. Kim spoke about the divorce during her July 31st interview on Watch What Happens Live with Andy Cohen, acknowledging that she and Kroy's co-parenting relationship might be better. "I would like to communicate more about the kids, but it's just not there right now," she stated. Sure, the divorce has been rocky, but Kim is clearly thriving in this new chapter of her life, and it's all thanks to her family and friends. "How do you manage to keep positive despite difficult circumstances?" another fan inquired this week. Kim said those 4 key sources of support are God, her and Kroy's 6 children, her family, and her friends. "It's been a very long, painful, hard, and sad road, but it was the best for me," she answered another Instagram question. "I finally picked me and my kid," and Kim also disclosed that her first date was almost 2 years after filing for divorce, and that she is currently dating a man called Kyle, whom she plans to introduce soon enough. "We've been together since," she stated, adding that her current man had also suffered a marriage split. "Kyle and I went through the exact situation, so we relate to each other." During her aforementioned WWHL visit, she discussed the affair, revealing she met her secret beau through a pal. "I sat in that house and simply worked and tried to take care of things for 20 months, and I finally found somebody fantastic," she recalled. So, is this wedding bells for Kim? "I believe in marriage 100%. The Don't Be Tardy alum told fans that she was willing to walking down the aisle again. Learn more about Kim's life today, including where she and her parents are more than 13 years after their fallout. Kim Zolciak reveals biggest co-parenting wish amid her divorce from Kroy Biermann. Kim Zolciak wants what's best for her 6 kids, even with her divorce from her boyfriend, Kroy Biermann. The Real Housewives of Atlanta star offered some significant updates on her younger children with Kroy, who are growing up so quickly, and opened up about her current co-parenting partnership. Kim talked to The Daily Dish at BravoCon 2025 and shared she has one wish from her divorce. "I wish we could co-parent," she remarked. "I have no problem with my ex, Kroy. I never have any trouble. I don't." She said she would do anything for a friendly relationship for their 4 kids, KJ, Cash, Kaya, and Kane Biermann, who are still in school. "I just want what's best for my kids, and unfortunately, I'm willing to do whatever it takes. And I've tried so many different avenues and different ways that we could co-parent, but it's impossible," she said. "So I just accepted that a long time ago," she continued. Kim also revealed some big news about her kids, whom she called the friggin' best. She said KJ and Cash are both incredible in football, exactly like Kroy, who played in the NFL. KJ's 14, he's the first in the history of high school to play in varsity, start, and he's great, she said. He's an 8th grader, 13 years old, so much joy to watch. And now they're off to basketball. The guys are getting so big too. Now it's like you got 6 feet, 2 grown-ass men wrestling. It's like, no scary, she said. She also got candid about her preteen twins, daughter Kaya and son Kane. "She's a firecracker, Kaya," she told me. "She has given me a run for my money. My mom thinks it's great," she said. "She's like, you know what? Good. Kaya, keep pushing your mom, since I gave my parents a little hell too." And then, "Kane is just the sweetest," she said. "Easy to move. The twins are usually together," she remarked. "You usually find the one where you find the other, and they are very lovely to each other. Or they are beating each other up, you know? The boys are older now and wrestling, and that scares me. It was fine a few years ago, when..." No more today. What are you thinking about this gossip today? Let us know in the comments, and stay tuned by subscribing to our channel to get more updates like this. Thank you.